Hi there. Well, today we are going to see how we can install the IDE that we will be using in our class. And the one that I have chosen for you is called CodeLite. And the reason I chose it is mainly because it is light. And that means that it requires just a small amount of your hard drive, and it will also run very nicely even if your computer does not have that much amount of RAM memory. So don't worry about that. And then you can just Google for CodeLite and you will find it very easily. And then you can see another good feature about this IDE, which is that you can find it for basically any of the major operating system that you can find. So as you can see here, there are different versions for Windows, but also different versions for Linux and even for OS X or Mac OS, you can also find it. And you will download the newest version that is available up to now, which is the 12 version. So in order to do that, you go to download and then you just, unless you want to give some money, then you just say, well, take me to the download, and then you choose your proper version of installer depending on what operating system do you have. And actually, well, these are the newest ones, so we don't want to try those because they are sort of not well tested, but this is the stable release. So this is the one that we are going to choose, and then it's up to you, depending on your computer, your operating system, which one to download. Once you have it, basically just click on your file and it will install on your computer. I don't think that you will have any trouble with that, and very likely there might be some videos, also tutorials on the web, so that you can look at them in order to have it. Once you do that, then you have your CodeLite installed on your computer, and then you want to start using it. So in order to do that, I will show you some basic things. Like once you run it, you will get a window like this one. So we will see that the first thing that we need to do is we need to create a workspace. The workspace is sort of a folder where you are going to keep all of your codes, and it is better if you prepare something so that you keep those codes separated from the rest of the ones that you may need. So what I will do is I will here choose new workspace, then I will write C because that is the language that we are going to use now, and then I have to choose the name for my workspace. I will call it just like the class, structured programming, but you can choose any name, and then you choose one directory. In my case, I have already a directory that I created on my Dropbox account. So I have different folders for different files. I have one which you see is empty now, so I will choose that one. I recommend you to create also a folder like this one in whichever place you think it is good for you. In my case, I choose to have it on the cloud using Dropbox, because then I can, of course, open those files in any computer at home or at work, or even from the web by accessing my Dropbox account. But you can use Google Drive or any other that you may want. So once you do that, you just click on open. I will leave this mark here, which is going to create a new directory inside C, and that directory is going to be called structured programming. So I just click on OK, and that's it. You see, now I have a project here that is called structured programming, and then I will start storing all of my files inside of it. So you can, of course, now create a new project. So that is what I will do. I will choose File, New Project. Projects are going to be our programs. And then, since we are going to be programming in C, I will use this wizard. So it's going to be an executable, simple one with the GCC compiler. So next one, I will create my first program. So this is going to be, let's say, hello world, and you will see the magic here. You see, here you can see where it is going to be stored. So in my case, it's going to be in Dropbox. C, structured programming, which is my workspace. I will store all of my programs from the class under this directory. And then he has created a new folder called Hello World, which has the same name as the project. You can see some rules here when you put your cursor here about the naming of the projects. But since I don't need to change anything else, I will just click on next. I will leave these as they are. I won't change anything for now, and just finish. And it will magically create a folder, but inside the folder we will also see another subfolder which is called SRC. SRC is the short name for source. Remember, when we were talking about the compilers, we said that what we are going to do is actually write source code, and we will compile the source code in order to generate binary executable file. So if I click here, you will see that this IDE actually created something for me so that I can use it, I can change it, and in this case it will create actually the program to write a hello world message on my screen. So this is a piece of code in C. I won't change anything because this is very simple. So the only thing that I need to do now is to show you how you can compile the code, what is going to happen in your screen, and so that you can interpret the different messages. So if you want to compile, and notice that this is one of the nice things about using an IDE, the different colors identifying the keywords in C and some other things. So I want to run it, so I will just click on build. I will choose this option, which is build project. If your project has more than one file, you can compile separately each one of them, but in this case it's the only thing that we have, so it doesn't make any difference which one we choose. So I will choose build project, and you can see here below we have the console. So the console is giving us some information. It is telling us what is it doing. This is actually calling a command, GCC, which is calling the compiler. Is saying that this is a C file, this is the name of my file, and there are some other options that we will see later what is the meaning of them, and then it will generate my executable unless there is something wrong. In this case, you can see here, and this is very important, 0 errors, 0 warnings. So it means that it built correctly, it is compiled, so that I can now run it. I have just compiled, I just generated the binary executable, but I need to run it. So I will choose now run, which I also can call by using this combination of keys, this shortcut, and then you can see that it is showing me a message on my terminal saying basically the hello world. Of course, I can go back and change things here. Hello world, UP engineers, welcome to the structured programming class, for instance. Okie dokie. So every time I change something on my source code, which is a text file, I will need to rebuild it. Otherwise, I will keep running the old version that I compiled before. So build it. You see, again, everything is fine, so I can run it. And the message should be different now. You see, hello world, UP engineers, welcome to the structured programming class. So the other thing that I will show you now is what happens if I write something wrong. I make some syntax error, like this one. I forgot the F. I didn't notice, and I just want to build it as before. Oh, but then something goes wrong. It is telling me that there is a mistake, there is something here, and then I can look in by scrolling on this window to see what happened, and you can see that the problem is here. So it's saying there is a function that is not understood, which is here. So and it is even pointing here. So this is the other nice thing about the IDEs. They will help us a lot when we are debugging our codes. So if we make a mistake, they will help us to find it and to correct it. So once I see this arrow here, it means that in this line there is something that the compiler is not understanding. So I come and I say, oh my goodness, I did this wrong, so I will change it. All right, that's it. It changed color. So of course, if I build it, it will get again the 0 error, 0 warning, and then of course I can just run it as we said before. So with this, you have the basic so that you can have your codes ready to be run. And just one more thing. Every time we are going to make a new code, we will create a new project. So remember, if I want, for instance, to prepare one of my exercises from the class, I will go to File, New Project, and then I choose, and it will create. So let's say that this is exercise 01, and it will be something like this. So it will again be my hello world. So of course, if this is not what I need to do, I will just change it. So I will perhaps do something like XY, and then x equals 7, y equals 10. Sum, I will just add it. Sum equals x plus y. Print f. Sum and that's it. So this is going to be my code. So now I can just build it and see if everything is correct. It seems to be the case. So you run it, and oh yes, oh this is important. You see here on the left, the one that is in bold is hello world. So that means that inside my workspace I can have several projects, but one of them is going to be active, and unless I change it, it's going to be the one that I created first. So how do I change it? I double click on this one, you see. Now this is the bold one. So I can now run it, because otherwise it will keep running the other one, you see. So I get my answer here, and that's it. So you can just basically be ready to use your IDE, right?